And hello and welcome everyone to the comic multiverse where the worlds of nerd meet. I, of course, am your host, Joel, dragging myself away from Red Dead Redemption 2 for a little bit to bring you this show. Matt's already beaten the game and he's still dragging himself away from
I
it.
am. I'm going through the game again and going through like all like the I'm playing more as Arthur now, back in chapters 2 and 3, where you can actually do like all the stuff in the game and still be able to complete it in full completion. So like I just did the dream catches, and I tried the dinosaur bones, but apparently you can't complete that until you get to the epilogue, which is really
Yeah,
shit.
I found that out too. There were some epic hunting things I wanted to make hunting easier because if you get one legendary animal, then carcasses don't rot on your horse anymore,
Yeah,
only to find out you can't get that till the epilogue. And I'm like,
yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, that kind of sucks because I kind of want to do all this stuff with Arthur just to see what'll happen.
It's true. It's true. I absolutely feel that. I just got finished the little island segment there, which is a crazy segment that almost feels like a proof of concept for a completely different game.
It does, doesn't it?
Where I'm like, hey, I'll play Cuban Island Revolutionaries, the GTA game. I'll play that.
Yeah, it kind of felt like they were like, okay, well, the latter half of the game we'll set it in South America, but then they're
Yeah,
like, no, we'll put it back in a more familiar setting.
yeah. I was gonna say Hercule and these Haitian pirates seem cool to me. Can we get? Is this the back door for a GTA pirate game? Find out what Hercule and these Haitian pirates were doing in your cowboy game. But yes, everyone, video games aside, and seriously, Matt and I aren't the only one taking so much time to talk about Red Dead. I don't know if you watched South Park this week, Matt, but literally the entire B plot was one of the cops just really wanting to play Red Dead Redemption 2, but not being able to.
I did. I saw like a compilation of all of the parts of it. It was pretty funny and so true as well.
It is. The South Park writers do that all the time. You can tell what they would rather be doing than writing an episode in a week. And they're like, well, write what you know. This is what we did, so write it in. They did that with Guitar Hero. They did that with the Switch. They did that with LA Noir. They did that with so many things. But yes, everyone, this is a comic book podcast. I know it's hard to tell over the last 2 weeks because Matt and I and pretty much everyone else has come down with Red Dead madness.
Yeah, I did manage to find a break in Red Dead to play Hitman 2.
Oh, yes, that also came out this week. I didn't play the other one
Hmm.
because the whole episodic nature of it fucked me up. And also, it's weird. This is Hitman 2, not to be confused with the other Hitman 2,
Yeah.
the original, but also not to be confused with the rebooted Hitman series they did. This is the second reboot Hitman had in as many years.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the game, and the best thing as well, like I own the first one, but I think if you buy the second one, you can actually buy the first game, and it plays off the second one's disc. Like you can
Oh,
buy it online and download it, and when you put the
hmm.
disc in, you can play both of them.
That's smart. I'd be interested in that. But yeah, from what I was reading on Twitter, you were saying there, it's basically like it's a return to form for the Hitman series, big sprawling levels that you can
Hmm.
tackle in 100 different ways.
Yeah, it's basically like that first one, the episodic one. It's not episodic. It's
Good.
still got like the same layout and graphics and controller layout and everything. They haven't really changed much, and good on them for not, because there was nothing that needed to be changed about that episodic one except the episodic part of it.
This is Square Enix, right? They're the ones that own the rights to Hitman now.
Yeah, but it's, what's the company called? It's like, it's a weird company logo. It's like a 101 logo.
Hmm.
I don't know who they are exactly, but yeah, they made a good game.
That's good. That's good to hear. I'm happy with that. It's gonna be a long time till I'm done Red Dead and ready for something different. I haven't even played the Spider-Man DLC yet, and I was sure I had to rush. Like, okay, I gotta finish Spider-Man because Red Dead's coming out in a week.
Yeah. Spider-Man, that DLC was actually pretty good.
Yeah, from what I understand, the Black Cat one, I was really excited about that. But yes, everyone, we actually do have comic book news this week, and I think for the first time in a long time, Matt and I are actually going to talk about what we read this week, which feels like forever since we've done that between
Yeah.
movies, games, and everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, our first story this week to kick things off, the official Disney app has been announced, their big new streaming service, which you should care about because it's where you're going to be getting all your Marvel superhero content from now on, and it's also where you're going to be getting your Disney content if that is what you're so interested in. The app is called, wait for it, wait for it, the Disney Plus app. And I really feel like a jackass because I remember making fun of the DC Universe app, being like, oh, DC Universe, did you guys stay up all night working on this one? This one is equally as unoriginal.
It's just their trademark name with a plus next to it.
I mean, I guess you got to keep it short, sweet, and simple because you figure what are the leading ones? You know, Netflix, Hulu, they're all one word.
Yeah, just keep it simple. Something people can just say, like, in a short amount of time. It's easy to write.
Amazon Prime, nah, too many words. Amazon streaming, too much. Take it back.
Yeah, Amazon Prime Video. No.
It's why all those different apps you hear of like CISO and everything fail, where it's like, nah, they had good content, but the name Dad didn't roll off the tongue. It was unfortunate for them, but check out Verve. All those shows are on Verve now. God, it's getting crazy with all these apps now. It's getting it's getting more expensive than it was to just pay for TV.
It is, but the thing is, like, I'd rather pay for these apps than like the like cable services we have here in Australia, which just rip you off.
It is, and you know, as it is in Australia, is very much the case in Canada, which makes me wonder: are we going to get the Disney Plus app with everyone else? Because I know we got screwed over on the release of DC Universe, and people are asking them, "Hey, when's that coming out over here?" To which everyone's like, someday." Yeah,
I have to wonder that we might, mainly because it's Disney. It's bit bigger than, you know, a DC app. And I imagine they'd have quite the angered fans on their hands if they didn't.
It would behoove them to be sure that this rollout is a little smoother and like a little more omnipresent for everybody.
Yeah, so I definitely be interesting, even if it's just like, it's not going to be released in these things on launch, but like in 3 months it will be or something.
Yeah. Which, again, will probably be Australia and Canada because we're always the last to get everything.
Yeah, but they've got an impressive lineup so far. Like,
they do.
Of like, not just like their Disney stuff, but like all the original content. We got like those Marvel shows. We got
the new Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, which they announced a new one just this week as well with the
they did.
Cassian, the guy from Rogue One, is getting his own solo series, which is pretty cool.
A prequel to a prequel.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see what they do with that.
I actually am. Like, normally I would hate that sort of thing. Like, God damn it, prequel to a prequel. We already know his fate. Get a new character, damn. But then I'm like, ooh, he was actually one of the, more murder-happy Star Wars characters we've gotten in a long time. How did he get there? And B, following a show from his eyes is also basically like, hey, this is a rebellion show. This is what the rebellion was doing at this time.
Yeah, it's also going to be interesting because it sort of ties in with like Rebels and everything because it's in that same time period, but as well as like the character of Cassian at one point was Fulcrum or was like a Fulcrum agent. So like, is Ahsoka going to be in the show? Is K2 going to be in the show?
I mean, there's a good chance for it. It's going to be live action, so it's like, oh shit, you could see those characters in live action for the first time.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Disney Plus app, everyone. You know, cautiously optimistic about it. Have they announced a price point for this yet? I feel like they have to have, but I wasn't listening.
I don't think so, but I imagine it can't be more than, like, if they want to compete with Netflix, it's got to be, what, like $10 or something? Or however much like Netflix is.
Can I get it on my PlayStation? Because that's where I watch all of my stuff now. That's become my big media hub for everything.
Yeah, I imagine you'd be able to.
Yeah. I will admit I had a whole fuck around thing with HBO, and I think HBO Go is terrible in Canada because it's like, ooh, that new Mike Judge Twisted Tales from the Tour Bus animated music documentary season 2 came out this week, and I'm like, oh, cool, I want to catch up on and watch that. Okay, so it's on, what is it, whatever weird channel it is in the States, like Epics or whatever. It's like, oh, well, we don't have that in Canada. Who has the rights to have it over here? Oh, HBO. Okay, so I got to go to HBO Canada. Oh, but I can't stream from their website unless I sign up. Oh, but I can't sign up unless I have a cable thing. I don't. I'm like, God fucking damn it. I guess I'll wait for it to come out on iTunes then.
That's the same here. Like say if I want to watch Game of Thrones when it comes out, like I've got to buy a certain pack of our cable thing, but But I only want to watch Game of Thrones. Oh, you can't do that because you got to buy this pack which has all this other useless shit that you'll never watch.
Never gonna watch.
And it costs an exorbitant amount.
It was so bad last season. I know on Canadian Twitter, people were all sorts of pissed off where they're like, "Well, I guess you just want us to pirate, huh? I guess our money's no good here.
Yeah.
We literally want to give you money for the thing we want, but you're making it harder than it has to be, friggin'
Yeah.
Canadian HBO."
Yeah, I know. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I wonder if there's some sort of thing where they're like, "Yeah, but the Canadian and Australian dollar aren't as good as the American dollar, so we need to make you pay more as to justify it."
Well, it's not even just like paying more. It's just like the like roundabout ways they go about doing it. Like, I just want to watch this show. Oh, but you can't. You need to buy all this other stuff before you can watch this show.
The perfect future is you only need one streaming app and it has everything on it, but
Yep.
that will never happen because studios can't play along.
No, no.
I mean, hey, say what you want for monopolies and everything, but at least in the future, when 3 companies own everything, I'll have an app that lets me watch every show, damn it. Oh, sure, I'll be working in the barren salt mine on Venus at that point in the future, but still.
Yeah, but my 20 minutes off, I'll be able to watch everything I want.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, sure, there'll be roving murder police, but you know, as we live in the RoboCop future. But man, this new Bojack Horseman is great. Man, Bojack Horseman makes so many great observations about the oppressive murder police of Venus's salt mine future. But yeah, hey, from one mega corporation to another. Remember those Walmart comics, Matt? That it was a big deal and everyone was really opinionated about them, and then no one talked about them forever.
I do. I remember seeing them and like kind of wanting to get some of them. I don't know, a local comic shop near me, when one of them went to New York Comic Con, got some, but they wanted like
Oh,
$50 for them.
uh,
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I remember talking about them, and they look really cool.
that they did. A fan sent me the first one, the Batman one, where it's like, hey, here's the first issue of Hush, and like a Jimmy Palmiotti Batman story, and like here's a Bendis Batman story, and I'm like, oh, these are fine. If I was a kid who went to Walmart a lot, I could see this being a nice treat for me.
Yeah,
Someone who doesn't have a store around, who doesn't have a ready availability to comics. This is a nice way to do it, and it's cheap, and again, it gives you something to look forward to because it's like, hey, here's if you buy one every month, you'll get all of Hush in
yeah.
here in a paperback and everything. But here's a crazy new thing they're doing. So DC's Walmart 100-page giant superhero holiday special is going to be a big thing. So if you want a big holiday special, this one looking to be led by The Flash, you'll have to pick it up at Walmart.
God damn it! I really like these specials that DC have been doing. Why are they making them like something that I cannot possibly review?
Well, maybe it'll be a Christmas miracle, Matt. Maybe if you wish hard enough, a fan will send you this one. And it will be brought to you. It's cool. Yeah, I like both companies are trying to do more special stuff for the holidays, be it Halloween, be it Valentine's Day, be it Christmas, which is quickly approaching. As much as I hate to say it, it feels like we just
Mm-hmm.
got done with Halloween,
Yep.
and then we're going to be ready for the holiday clusterfuck. But yeah, so there's that, everyone. If you're in a Walmart and if you can find this comic, because I know that was a big deal too. So many people in their local Walmarts couldn't even find these because they didn't like put them front and center. They hid them away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that, everyone. Speaking of comics and hiding stuff away and brand new rollouts, hey Matt, how about that DC Black Label?
Yeah, it's been kind of weird so far.
Yeah, how about that one issue of DC Black Label where we saw Batman's dong and everyone freaked out, and then they hid it away, and now it's been months and we haven't gotten an issue 2 yet.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, because even though DC Black Label has been producing no new content after Dickgate, Dickmageddon, whatever you want to call it, the day of the Dick, that's fine because they're going to be releasing, or re-releasing, I should say, Watchmen, The Dark Knight Returns, and All-Star Superman, all under the Black Label. So we got lots of old stories
I
for you.
knew they were going to do this. I knew
Yep,
it.
you pretty much called it, and yes, here you go. All their favorite stories, all the ones that are never out of circulation, all the ones that have more of an adult tint to it. They're all going to be re-released under Black Label now. Yay, I guess.
Yeah, like for fans like us who already own all these stories, like, who cares?
And even if you're just starting a fan too, again, these are like required reading stories. they're never out of circulation.
No.
They're at every Barnes and Noble, they're at every Chapters, they're at any half decent bookstore. You can find them online for a song, especially if you buy them off bookdepository.uk. We have links down in the description. If you buy a trade with that, Matt and I get some money to keep the show going. I haven't pimped those guys out in a bit. I should actually. It's a great deal. It's legitimately the only place I buy my trades anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems so weird. Where it's like, hey, I thought DC Black Label was all about like new cutting edge boundary pushing content, but it seems all you guys are doing is wallowing around in old shit. And
what I don't understand is, didn't they just like within the since between the New 52 and Rebirth do something called like DC Essentials? Which was basically reissues of these and like famous like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman stories.
Pretty much. And really, it's like, man, if I wanted to buy a copy of Watchmen, I don't care what imprint or what label it's under.
Yeah.
I'm just going to buy a copy of Watchmen. I don't know what changing the imprint line of these books is going to make me do, unless you're trying to trick people into thinking, oh, is this a new Watchmen? Is this a new Dark Knight Returns?
That's the thing. Like, is it going to include like new content, which I doubt it will, because each book has been released probably a billion times,
multiple times by now.
It's not going to be the absolute editions, which include everything, so you're not getting anything new, except there's going to be a new logo. That's it.
Yeah, you're getting a new logo. I don't know if they're selling them for cheaper or more expensive. I doubt they charge more for them.
Yeah, that'd actually be really cool if they actually like did the black labels as like, or these reissues as like kind of cheaper. So be like, you can pick them up, so there's like no excuse for people not to pick them up now.
That'd be nice. But yeah, so that's your Black Label update, everyone. Be sure to listen back when Matt and I review Batman Damned issue number 2, which should be released anytime between now and death.
You're now in the heat death of the universe.
It has to come out one of these days.
Well, all the stories that apparently confirmed for Black Label have to come out. We got like that Superman one from Frank Miller. Isn't Scott Snyder writing one? And
yes.
Yeah, there's I think a Wonder Woman one maybe, or we theorized there was going to be one for a Wonder Woman one.
There was a Wonder Woman one. There was like a cool like encyclopedia of the DC hero universe written by like a real life anthropologist or something.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of interesting books they say are going to come out, but I feel like after the Dick controversy, maybe they had to go back and cover up some stuff.
Yeah, how many dicks are in this Superman one? Oh, there's like 5? Oh, okay.
Oh, Frank Miller. Oh no, they found out about the dicks. That's real bad, because in my new Superman story, he fights a monster called the Coctopus. What's the Coctopus, Frank? Oh, well, you see this prostitute? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Just white it all out. Just white it all out.
Oh no, the story hinges on this.
What was his Superman book again? It wasn't Superman Year 1, but it was Superman something.
Yeah, it was Superman Year 1, and like Superman joins the Navy SEALs.
Right. That sounds like something Frank Miller would write.
Why? Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, that's right. The reason Superman joins the Navy SEALs is because Krypton had oceans and he remembers them. I'm not making this up. I am not making this up. This was in like some article that I think like John Romita Jr. was talking about it. And he said, I'm drawing it and Superman's joining the Navy SEALs because of Krypton's oceans. I don't know.
You think Aquaman would pop up and be like, no, it's the oceans are fine. I got them. I got these. And that's where he fights the Coctopus, which, of course, Aquaman summons him like the Kraken.
This all leads into it.
To fight a giant monster made of dicks. And hey, speaking of books in the Black Label, I talked about All-Star Superman, which is my lazy, weird way of trying to segue into Grant Morrison. We got some Grant Morrison news, everyone.
Yay, I like Grant Morrison.
So do I. Sometimes he's a little up his own ass, but genuinely he's fun and enjoyable, and I don't think he takes himself as seriously as a lot of other writers do.
No.
He can have a laugh at himself, unlike Alan Moore or even Mark Millar, who sometimes is like, this is so fucking serious.
Yeah.
Everything I do. But it's a good time to be in the Grant Morrison business, obviously, of course. The Green Lantern came out this week, which we'll talk about in the What We Read section, but He's got a lot of stuff going on. He's got a lot of pokers in the fire. Happy season 2 is going to be coming out this December. Actually, Happy season 1 is on Netflix right now currently,
and it's very good. I recommend it.
It is. It's very fun. Christopher Maloney is so great. He's like a real underrated performer, that guy.
He is.
And Patton Oswalt was born to play a tiny cartoon horse. He also does a good job. But yeah, you're going to be getting more Grant Morrison properties right here. Apparently, Hollywood, he signed a major deal to develop The Invisibles for television, which, again, if it's as good as Happy, I think will be in good hands for The Invisible.
Yeah, that's really cool. I haven't actually read The Invisibles. I have heard of it, though.
It's a very personal story to Morrison, actually, because he's basically writing his parents who were spies for peace, and that's basically what The Invisibles are.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very like kind of 60s kind of counterculture-y thing, which, Morrison excels at, and, we're kind of seeing that stuff come back in vogue thanks to stuff like Kingsman and everything.
Yeah.
I think it could be cool, and plus, hey, it's some funky outside-the-box ideas. Also, I guess Doom Patrol, too, you can kind of say, even though he has nothing to do with the new Doom Patrol show, Morrison obviously was a major creative force behind that thing, and that's getting turned into something now.
Yeah.
What I think made Happy good, and what I hope will make Invisibles good, is that Morrison is actually being very hands-on with it.
Oh, yeah, you can tell he's very hands-on with it.
Because the thing about Happy is, like, literally season 1, that's the entire 6-issue series right there, with more stuff added on. And season 2, they basically asked him where it's like, can you write us more, Grant Morrison? He's like, sure, I can write you some more.
Yeah,
and he did.
And the best thing is he's keeping with like I think each season is going to be like a different holiday. So I think season 2 is like Easter.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, whereas season 1 was like Christmas.
That's cool. I like that. I like that everyone's a different holiday theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good on Morrison. If you're a fan, you're going to be taken care of in the next little bit because there's a lot of new shows getting made.
Yeah.
It's also funny, too. I know we've joked about this before. Where does the trail end for superhero TV shows? Because it seems like everything we know has been optioned.
Yeah. It's true, though. It's true.
For either a show or a movie. I imagine they were talking to Morrison and they're like, okay, what else do you got? You wonderful Scottish rune magician, what the fuck else do you have? We got the thing about the drunken detective and the talking horse. What else do you have? They're like shaking him by his like legs, Suge Knight's like, I know you have more intellectual properties than you, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, what's that? A script fell out of his pocket.
Quick, grab it. The Invisibles, counterculture, spies for peace, nuclear. Yep, sure, we'll do it. We're so goddamn starved for content here, and every network's making stuff. They're making shit into shows left, right, and center. Cloak and Dagger got a fucking show. Which I forgot about. I haven't even watched episode 1 about that. I'm like, did that get picked up? Is that getting a second season? I know Runaways got a second season.
I think it's getting a second season. I forgot about it mainly because it's on like a channel that like A, I don't have, and B, like I've never heard of.
Freeform. Who the fuck watches Freeform? I don't know. And meanwhile, poor Jason Aaron is like, hey, does anyone want to take another run at Scalped? No?
Yeah, I've got a pilot right here.
Yeah, I got a pilot that didn't go anywhere. I'm sure he just tucks it into his beard. He'll come back. Everyone comes back. And then what is he? Got Cullen Bunn over there too. And I have Six Gun. It's kind of like his thing, but more fantasy.
And then there's that guy who's shopping around the Lock and Key show that's been in development since like 2008.
Stephen King's kid.
Yeah.
Who he doesn't have his last name, but yeah, the Lock and Key guy is Stephen King's kid.
Yeah.
I am shocked Lock and Key didn't get picked up because that seems so television ready. Like shit, that's the next big Netflix series waiting to happen. I am shocked Netflix didn't take a run at it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm sure I heard that like a pilot was made or something, but like it didn't get picked up. So like they've at least shot some stuff. Yeah.
I wish I could go through the vaults because again, Six Gun had a pilot that didn't get picked up, and Scalped also had a pilot that never got picked up. I would kill to actually watch these pilots.
Yeah, I think that's like that we should do like a show on that, like pilots for like failed like comic book shows. Because there's like going all the way back to like the 70s. There's probably like shitloads.
Oh, yeah. It's only getting longer now. And the shame too is that so much footage for this doesn't exist. We need another Fox-style big North Korean hacking is what we need. Or
Yeah, they
Sony
leak all the
hacking.
pilots.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's the big thing. Let the pilots flow. Look at
You know,
all the shows
you
you
know
could
what's
have
gonna
seen.
happen? That's gonna happen now, and we're gonna get the blame because we talked about it.
It's not the first time it's happened. How many times did we say, man, they should have the monitor on those CW shows? Oh shit, it's happening. You know what they should do? They should have what is it? These other guys there, and oh god, it happens. We have an amazing ability to just bullshit and predict things.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but hey, something we couldn't have predicted. Actually, I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before. Our next story here, Pacific Rim is slated to get its own anime series for Netflix in 2019.
Cool.
I think that's what it always should have been.
It should have just been that.
Forget making a sequel, forget making another one, just make it an anime and let it be a big, dumb, over-the-top Gundam thing, set it between the first and second movie, and let me actually get to know some of those other pilots.
Yeah, well, don't set it between the first and second movie. Set it before that, like during the
Oh,
golden
yeah.
age of the Jaegers.
That's
They
what
were
we
still
need.
a thing and everything.
And Charlie Hunnam can come back and voice his brother, I guess. He ain't doing anything.
Nah.
I'm sure Charlie Hunnam's like, oh my god, it's been so long since Sons of Anarchy. Hey, can I guest on this Mayans show, please? I know my character technically died, spoilers, at the end of my show, but can I come back as a ghost? Maybe like a motorcycle riding force ghost, and he can have a whole episode about that?
I'm not watching Mines. Is it set after the Sons of Anarchy?
Okay, I'm not going to spoil it for you. There's a thing that happened in the season finale. I watched all season long assuming, oh, well, this has to take place after.
Okay.
But there's a thing that happens. There's a character that comes back in the season finale, which makes you think, oh, this might actually be a couple years in the past now because the timeline would have to line up.
Well, I'm glad it's now finished because I'm probably going to go back and watch it now. I've had too much to watch, so yeah, I kind of fell by the wayside.
It's good. Mayans is good. It's very different from Sons of Anarchy, which I appreciate because I wouldn't have wanted them to just do it over again, but it does suffer from a few fundamental flaws, and I'm sure you'll see them. One, there's too many goddamn characters. They started off with the club size that Sons of Anarchy ended at.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so there's way too many characters. They could easily have fused a bunch of them together. Also, the general, the general drama level, again, they started off where Sons of Anarchy ended, where it's like, oh, we've got factions within factions and people playing against each other and secrets and lies and, so many different stories we're checking in on. I'm like, what about bikers, though? Can't you just look cool riding your bikes and everything? No, friggin' rebels and CIA conspiracies and everything. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Edward James Olmos is great in it.
Oh, that's cool.
He plays the dad in it, and they basically gave him the Ron Perlman role. Like, this is the meaty role for, an older actor.
Yeah, wasn't his role, recast, 3 or 4 times? Like, they shot a pilot with some other actor, or am I thinking of, someone else on the show?
You're thinking of Ron Perlman from Sons of Anarchy. They reshot him a couple times. It was supposed to be Scott Glenn originally.
Yeah, I remember hearing that, yeah.
And Scott Glenn was supposed to be Bill in Kill Bill until they reshot it. So Scott Glenn's career is just him getting reshot in awesome roles.
At least he wasn't reshot as Stick.
Yeah. And he'll always have Sucker Punch.
the great movie Sucker Punch.
God, he's so fucking good as Stick. He's so good, I'm sad he's not there. I'm like, can he come back as a ghost? We see ghosts all the time. We need Ghost Scott Glenn.
They'll recast him in that.
Oh, no. But he's Ron Perlman now. Okay. I mean, I'm sad to see what Scott Glenn would bring to the role that I missed, but I mean, it's fucking Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman, who was, of course, in the, Pacific Rim movie. Yes. So there you go. We brought it back.
Yeah, all tied up.
Actually, hey, can he be in this? Ron Perlman voice actors for everything, so I think we need Hannibal Chow for this anime thing.
I'd like the show to just be about him. He was such an interesting character. Like, his operation of, scavenging dead kaijus is really cool.
I'm fine with all of this. Also, what does anime Ron Perlman look like?
Oh, he's big and like burly, and he's got like that
Ah,
big jaw he's got.
oh yeah, he's got like that real like a My Hero Academia thing going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, he looks like All Might.
There you go. See, I only kind of know what that is. I literally have started the first episode of My Hero Academia like 5 times. I'm like, tonight I'm gonna watch it. Then I get a phone call, or then the kettle goes off or something, and I never end up watching it.
I
I've started the first episode like 5 times.
I just finished the third season. It's so damn good. It's
That's
so damn
good.
good.
That's good. Well, here's the thing. This is what I always do with anime. I'll watch it after no one cares. I'll watch it when everyone's on to the next thing. That's what I did with Attack on Titan, where it's like, hey, how about them Titans? Joel, we don't fucking care anymore. We've all moved on. But I just watched it. Or I'll come in every so often and be like, yo, how about that Hellsing Ultimate? Wasn't that shit off the chain? It's like, Joel, what old man anime are you watching from whenever ago?
Yeah. Hey, I waited till it finished. It took 10 years to finish, but
It
finished.
did. Took 10 years to dub it. Hey, man, it took those guys 10 years to dub that thing. I literally grew up with the show. Why didn't you just watch the Japanese version with subs? Because I like Crispin Freeman. Had to hear what Crispin Freeman had to say about it.
Dubs better than subs.
Sometimes they are, and in that situation, I would say the Hellsing Ultimate dub was actually pretty goddamn superior. Because I mean, they had an awesome Alexander Anderson who was really Scottish.
It was really good, and I bet that comment got someone really mad in the comments as well.
Of course it is. Because we don't normally talk about anime on here, so we've opened a Pandora's box here. We've hit a vein that we were not expecting. Oh God, it's full of anime. Quick, plug the leak. It's full. Oh, time to talk about comics where it's safe. But hey, speaking of comics and video games, which we were, this is kind of a twofer of a story. And you brought this to my attention, Matt. I didn't even know this was a thing unless you were talking about it. PlayerUnknown's Battleground, or PUBG as the kids call it, has settled for a big DC Comics tie-in. Matt, tell me all about their DC Comics tie-in.
Oh, you look at it and you think, oh, who are they going to tie in with like this battle royale game? There's so many characters they could choose from. Oh, we've got the Suicide Squad movie, Joker and Harley Quinn.
But why those two characters and why now?
Because they accurately depict the demographic of PUBG.
It's fucked up because it's true.
And not only that, but like when I saw that, I'm thinking, oh, cool, it's just like a couple of skins. But then like I own PUBG and I haven't played it since like it first came out, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. But now they've got like loot boxes and all this bullshit and everything. So apparently you got to pay for these skins. They're not just like something that you can like get from winning matches and stuff. And each skin, by the looks of it, costs $25. I'm not sure whether that's American or Australian or Canadian,
right.
But
Russian.
That's fucked up because the skins look shit. The skins look terrible.
I saw the skins and I'm like, man, the Thanos skin for Fortnite looked weird, but at least it looked like Thanos.
At least it was an actual model. This is just like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
And I'm not even saying the Thanos and Fortnite thing made much more sense, because it's like, Fortnite, we're the biggest video game in the world right now. Avengers Infinity War, we're the biggest movie in the world right now. We don't need each other, yet we're going to work together, though. So fucking weird. I have never played PlayerUnknown's Battleground, mainly because it's a PC thing, and I am a console pleb. I freely admit it. And now that I have Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout mode, I will never need to play PUBG, because it's basically just a better version of PUBG.
Yeah, no, PUBG's a buggy fucking mess at the moment. It's still an early access game, even though they say that it's out. It's still early access.
But that's okay. That won't stop Microsoft at E3 to be like, you can now play PUBG on your Xbox and also Snow.
Yeah, and on your phone.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
No.
I have no interest in any of these things. But hey, we're not done just yet. From the world of video games and comics to the world of comics and podcasts. No, not this podcast, scripted podcast. This show isn't scripted that you know of. Every week I write up lines and send them to Matt. I've actually he doesn't actually know what he's doing. I've hired him. We've been doing this for years and no one has noticed. But yes, Marvel has scripted Wolverine's podcast, the second season. It's going to be called Wolverine: The Lost Trail. I don't know if Benjamin Percy is writing this. I know he wrote season one, and I kept meaning to listen to it just because I like Benjamin Percy and I wanted to support him, and I supported comic books moving to different types of mediums.
I haven't heard the first season, but weren't they turning it into a comic or something?
Yes, they were. They were talking about that, where it's like, hey, it's going to be a comic now. I'm like, so what it should always have been.
Yeah, so when I heard this news about a second season, I'm like, wait, you turned it into a comic, but now it's been turned back into a podcast. It's so... What?
You see, we have the first season getting turned into a comic so people will catch up on the story, so then they'll listen to season 2.
Or they'll just say, I'm going to wait for the comic.
Yeah, I know the guy who voices Wolverine in that. It's the guy who plays Thorin in The Hobbit.
Yeah, it's the same guy who plays one of the characters in the Castlevania anime.
Oh yeah, I watched what is it? A little bit of that, but never kept up with it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I understood. I understood it was sounds like something I would like. It sounded like perfect viewing for Halloween.
Oh yeah, it's like totally like Hellsing.
I know they had like a really weird release schedule with that. It's like, here's the first 8 episodes. We're not really done season 1 yet. Come back in a year.
Yeah.
Netflix does that sometimes. They did that with the Dragon Prince, where it's like, here's the first 8 episodes. Are you done yet? Not even close, but wait a year. Which I wonder if that's Netflix being like, well, we got to test the water because animation's expensive, or if it's them being like, just give us what you have now. I know you're not done yet, but 8 episodes is enough for a rollout.
We need something for this date. And you're like the closest to finishing.
And you're the one. Actually, speaking of Netflix and animation, did you see they actually had a really big announcement, Netflix, that they are starting like a official full-on animation arm of their development now?
Yeah, well, that's where that I think that Pacific Rim show kind of shot out from, like that it's coming out of that. I think they're doing like an Altered Carbon anime.
Yes.
They've announced like a bunch of different like films, like anime films and everything, which is pretty cool.
They've also picked up a ton of like really strong animation talent and basically told them, hey, go nuts, do whatever you want. They got the Gravity Falls guy, the Book of Life guy, a bunch of people who are like, ooh, I like that show. Oh, the Powerpuff Girls guy, Craig McCracken, he's making his new show for Netflix.
Yeah.
And I think it's all being overseen, like the president of this new initiative is like the dude who directed Little Mermaid back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So like straight up animation royalty that they're throwing Netflix money at and being like, do whatever you want. Which, God, I wish I had that much power and pull to be like, hey, grab a bunch of interesting creators who I respect, put them together in a room, throw a bunch of money at them and say, create. Because I will say probably some of the best, most interesting animated shows over like the last 5 to 6 years has come out of Netflix.
Yeah, they've done some pretty interesting stuff.
I mean, just Bojack Horseman on its own is just like, holy shit, this is a show that would not exist on television. This would have been shot down at every studio being like, this is too weird, this is too out there, this is too reflective, this is too many things, this is too depressing for an animated comedy.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do it. And I like the idea that Netflix is like, no, keep making more shows like this that wouldn't be made at any other network. Hell, even Big Mouth, which, you know, I was not crazy about season 1, but goddamn does season 2 find its voice, and I can see why it exists.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's your little news catch-up, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and from there we can actually do what we haven't done in what it feels like forever. We can talk about what we read this week, and it was a fairly stacked week.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Where would you like to start, Matt?
Let's start with our favorite segment of the week, shitting on Tom King.
Oh boy, you know, this segment isn't as passionate as it used to be because it's hard to find new and interesting ways to talk about how I don't care for his work and how it confuses me and bedevils me every time, but here we are, Batman number 58.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Batman 58 as well as like Heroes in Crisis. We didn't get a chance to talk about that.
No, we didn't. And they do make a rich tapestry, do they not?
Oh, do they ever? Yeah, so Batman 58 is a Penguin story.
Yes.
Penguin is tasked with Bane to kill Alfred.
Yes, because apparently Penguin was in on Bane and this whole scheme to ruin Batman's life by messing up his wedding and assumedly shooting Dick in the head too. We can only assume it was Bane who did that, even though Batman never figured that out. He
No.
actively chose not to figure that out.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck about that.
The answer was right in front of him, and he's like, nah.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I won't save you. You can die in the snow.
And this is so indicative of Tom King's work, because it's like, ooh, Penguin's gonna be the main villain of this story arc. Awesome. He hasn't been a main villain in so long. I really like this. Only just quickly snatch that away to being like, I don't know shit about Penguin.
Yeah, and be like, oh, he's not really the main. He's a hired thug, basically.
Yes, he is a hired thug who goes to Arkham. That pissed me off, where it's like, and then Penguin goes to Arkham. Penguin doesn't go to Arkham. He's one of the few Batman villains who isn't insane. He should go to Blackgate.
Yeah. Well, see, I took that as him going to Arkham just to meet Bane, but they could have done a better job of, like, framing that as in, like, oh, I've got to go see the boss, and so he beats up Batman. So he, like, goes and tries to have a fight with Batman. Batman beats him up, throws him in, and he gets, like, taken to Arkham for some reason.
It's the fact that he doesn't act crazy, or that they
Yeah.
don't put any extra work. They just
Yeah.
treat it like it's a normal thing, even though any comic fan would know that's an abnormal thing.
Yeah, again, Tom King didn't know fucking shit.
Tom King, I have a story to tell. No, I don't care how we get there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. But even then, I have half a story to tell, 1/3 of a story to tell.
Yeah, 1/3, because the rest is literally just him telling a poem word for word to him. Like, does he get paid for that? Because if I was a comic writer and I could just reprint poems every week, I would just do that, especially if I got paid by the word.
Yeah, and yeah, so Penguin is tasked because Bane somehow orchestrated Batman beating up Mr. Freeze.
Yes, they go back to this, which is yet another plot that Batman actively chose not to follow up on and not to solve, where it's like, okay, I guess Mr. Freeze didn't kill those people, so are you gonna go after the real killer, Batman? Nah,
Not important.
I'm gonna feel depressed about my wedding breaking up for a little bit, and then I'm gonna kill KG Beast for a couple issues, and then it'll just figure itself out.
Yeah.
Which the fact that Bane blames Penguin for that plan breaking down, I'm like, how was any of that Penguin's fault? He wasn't even kind of involved that we know of.
Yeah. Or if he was, it wasn't explained properly.
No, it's like, how was that his fault? Also, why is Flashpoint Batman still standing next to Bane?
That's another thing. I had people in the comments and like, wait, who the fuck is that in that costume? What the fuck is going on?
Hey, Flashpoint Batman, wasn't your universe destroyed?
Yeah, weren't you like kind of like proud of your son and like told him not to like become Batman? Are you ever gonna see any of that? No. Oh, okay then. He's a villain now.
Hey, he's got at least 40 more issues, Tom King and him, to answer all those questions.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, so he goes after Alfred, and he goes to assassinate Alfred in the most convoluted fucking roundabout way. Instead of
does he.
So he has a bird, or like a bird flies into the Wayne Manor, and Alfred,
or he chucked it.
Yeah, he wanders under the ground and just throws a bird through the window. It scuttles away. Yeah. So and Alfred goes to investigate, and and like a sniper and a chopper takes aim at him, and
to which Alfred is not able to hear the fact that there is a fucking chopper outside, even though Alfred is like a secret agent in like his origin, like he's been in the army. He should be able to. He'd be like, that's a Black Hawk helicopter out in the distance.
Yeah, I should stay inside.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so Penguin's whole plan was betting on Alfred going investigating this bird that flew into the window. His whole plan was hinging on that.
Hinged on, although as we find out, he didn't really want to do it. He was this was another circuitous scheme within a scheme to try and get Batman to him, so he could show Batman that he actively chose not to kill Alfred. But if he was only gonna actively not kill Alfred anyway, then why did he go through all the problems of setting up Alfred to be killed?
Yeah, I came up with a much better scenario on Twitter in like 10 minutes as well, and that was like, so Penguin is tasked with like punishing Bruce Wayne, and do that he's got to get Alfred. So Penguin hires KG Beast. KG Beast like sort of does everything and like breaks into the manor, and like he obviously doesn't know like Bruce Wayne is Batman, so like Alfred's like actually fighting KG Beast because he's,
which would be cool,
a spy and a badass and everything, while Batman has to deal with Penguin and everything, and that way you get rid of the whole fucking Nightwing shit, being shot in the head and becoming an edgy boy.
But Nightwing needs to be darker and edgier. Dan DiDio says so.
Not only that, you get rid of that shitty KG Beast arc and incorporate it into this. That took me like 10 minutes to think of, and like, did Tom King never think of any of this? He's a professional writer. It's his job to think about this.
Also, by right, should KG Beast also not be punished for failing to kill Nightwing? Unless the plan was only to wound Nightwing and to not kill him, in which case KG Beast did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, even then, that's not clear either. Like, but he should have killed Nightwing because Bane wants Alfred dead.
Yes, to punish Bruce Wayne, which obviously Bane knows Bruce and Batman are the same person, which they weren't 100% clear if Penguin knew Bruce and Batman were the same person, even though he kind of makes it seem like he knows.
Jesus Christ, this issue. It's just going to get worse from here, because as I said in my review, it's like, oh, this was a decent, like, it set up stuff, but none of this is going to get paid off.
But Matt, by far, we're missing the biggest elephant in the room on this one, and that is Penny. Penny Cobblepot.
Oh yeah, they just like kill her off and like, oh, how'd she die? Oh, reasons.
In the span of one issue, Tom King invents a brand new character called Penny Cobblepot, which was Penguin's secret wife, who he loved very much, who we never saw or never heard of until this very moment, killed her off panel, and then had Penguin mope about it, and this being the major driving force for why he wants to work with Batman and turn against Bane. I think, to give credit to someone in my comment section, and I'm sorry if I forgot your name, they said something to the effect of like, wow, this is almost like an inverse of a woman in refrigerators problem, where it's like, oh, we need to brutalize a woman to push a male character forward. Can you blame him though if he invents a female character we've never seen before and then brutalizes her off panel? Jesus fucking Christ! Well, again, where it's like, how did an editor not catch that and be like, no, you can't say Penguin had a secret wife that no one knew about. You can't just invent a character and then kill off a character. I can do anything. I'm Tom King.
Yeah, again, that's what I'm putting it down to. Everyone's, oh, he's superstar writer Tom King. You know, he's writing Batman. He can do whatever he wants. We won't check any of this, and it's obvious the editors don't check any of this.
It's just basic drama. How am I supposed to care about the plight of a woman who I've never met, who you just created and just killed off to just make the Penguin sad?
Yeah, we don't know what she's like. She could have been like the worst woman ever, and Penguin's just saying that because he loved her and everything. Yeah. You know, she could have been terrible.
Another recurring theme I'm noticing in all of Tom King's work: women will make you unhappy. They'll break up with you. They'll die. Women will make you unhappy. Signed, Tom King. To which he's married, so I wonder what his wife feels about this. In fact, Vision, another story about how women will make you unhappy.
Yeah.
Apparently that book is like dedicated to her, so I wonder how she feels about that. I'm like, I don't know if you saw what happened to the wife in Vision, but it did not go well for her. Actually, apparently Mr. Miracle ends this week too, which means I will actually finish Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, the like only good thing Tom King has written so far, like next to Vision. Yeah.
Well, and the parts that he wrote of Grayson, I'm sure too, although that was him and Tim Seeley.
Yeah, it was probably more Tim Seeley than Tom King.
Which again, I think he needs a Seeley in his life. I think Tom King needs to be like, I have an idea, and then he needs a person like, okay, Tom, that's a good idea. I will help you get.
Yeah, he needs someone there with the spray bottle,
using continuity
and spray bottle, you know.
Oh man, when we get the Comic Multiverse merch store, we need to have the Miller bottle. We need to make that so people can buy them.
Let's talk about Heroes in Crisis issue 2 and what a clusterfuck of an issue this was.
Yeah, boy was it. I'll let you take the lead on this one, because it was only last week and I already forget a bunch of it.
So I'm going to try my best because I forget a bunch of it as well. So yeah, Booster and Harley Quinn both think each other killed the other heroes. So instead of
Yep.
doing the logical thing and turning themselves in to try and sort everything out, both of them go on the run.
Even though both of them are
Reasons.
heroes or
Yeah,
anti-heroes and should have no problem turning themselves in, but they do.
but for reasons, Skeets is there suddenly. Um,
Yes,
even though he was a
future
villain.
medicine.
Yeah,
Yeah, with future medicine that he
yeah,
can
with
use to
healing
cure
rays
death.
for some
Yeah, he can
reason.
cure near death from Booster Gold. So it's nice to know death isn't a problem. To think if Skeets had shown up at that house on time when all those
Oh,
heroes were murdered,
yeah.
he could have saved them with future medicine. You see the problem, Tom King, with inventing a character who has future medicine that can save people from death.
Fuck this book so much.
But but hey, Harley gets her old costume back. Does not explain why she started wearing her old costume again. But
No.
I don't care. It's a thing I remember.
Yeah, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman do like a autopsy on Commander Steel and find Joker teeth in them. Superman and Wonder Woman kind of act out a character and like kind of violently like accuse Bruce of like you did this, you hid the data away, you're spying on everyone, and like I get like they would think that, but like the way they went about talking about it was, kind of weird.
Well, I see again. I think that's Tom King talking to Batman directly. It's like, you fuck, you recorded everyone's
Yeah.
therapy sessions. You fuck, I hate you so much.
Yeah. What else? The Trinity go and fight Harley Quinn, who somehow picks them all apart.
Very much defeats them single-handedly.
Yes, somehow.
Defeats
Somehow.
them. Here's the thing that gets me. Here's the stupid line that got me, where what is it? She's got Wonder Woman by the lasso of truth, and it's like, oh, Superman, can't you get in there? Oh no, she'll break her neck by the time he breaks the lasso. The lasso is unbreakable. Everyone knows the lasso is unbreakable. If you read the Wikipedia page for the lasso of truth, you'll know it's unbreakable. Tom King didn't know the lasso was unbreakable.
It can be broken, but in breaking it, it actually breaks the person who breaks it. Like, it breaks their mind.
Yes.
Because they do it in Red Sun, and Wonder Woman goes schizo after breaking it.
But that's like an alternate universe there, so that's like that was the thing for the story in the main universe, as far as we know, and the Trinity should know this. The lasso of truth is unbreakable.
Not only that, Superman's speed rivals Flash's.
Yeah,
he's getting to her before she even moves.
Harley's too good, Matt. She's like Catwoman, one punching out all those flashes. She's
God! And that's the thing. There's like no excuse for this. There's no mind control. The heroes aren't under like Poison Ivy's mind control, so they're not slower or anything. They're the Trinity. They should then like don't they say that like Harley Quinn's better at like martial arts than Batman? I'm like, fuck off. Fuck off.
It's like, hey, Tom King, that's fine. We know that there's like conveniences of story for it to work. Harley needed to escape the Trinity, but write a reason why, where she's like, oh, I had experimental Joker gas all around for just this scenario, or oh, I did something for something.
Yeah, do something. And again, why is she trying to escape if she's trying to prove her innocence? You don't take Batman hostage and put kryptonite on Superman and kick Wonder Woman if you try to prove your innocence.
At least she has the excuse of, oh, I'm crazy, I'm wackety schmackety do Harley. I don't know.
Is she crazy though? It wasn't. Yeah, that's the thing. They go back and forth on it.
I'll tell you what, she is crazier in this book than she has been in any of the other books. She is actually quite lucid and sane in Suicide Squad and in her own series. Here, they've kind of dialed the clock back on her, because again, Tom King, I didn't read those other books.
Yeah.
I'm going to write the Harley I think I know. Boosters is even more hilarious, his reason for why he doesn't turn himself in. His reason is, okay, I would turn myself in, but what would Batman do in this situation? Oh, he'd go on the run and try and prove himself not guilty by solving the crime. And I'm like, oh, another subtle fuck you to Batman.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. And that's another thing. Oh, apparently Poison Ivy died off screen. Off page. She was another casualty.
Okay, well, let's talk about this, because I actually talked about this with other people on Twitter. Seemingly, she was at the hospital, which would imply that she's dead, but we did not see her body in the pile of bodies.
No.
I would hate that if they killed her off screen, because that's some bullshit, because that means Tom King turned her back into a villain, undid years worth of character growth, only to turn her evil again and then kill her off in another story.
God damn. And they still haven't explained which Green Lantern died either.
I thought it was Baz.
I don't think it was. Was it?
I think it might have been Baz, because we haven't heard or seen Baz mentioned outside like Justice League Odyssey.
Oh shit. Well, again, why isn't his ring like go after the fucking ring?
Yeah, exactly, because don't rings record everything all the time?
They're basically a police body cam.
Yeah. Which, again, the Trinity would know that, but this is Tom King's Trinity who don't know anything.
And then, like, all this fuckery aside, then we get, like, something where, like, Lois Lane, who talks in such weird fucking... Like, did he, like, go to Bendis and, like, how do I write Lois Lane in, like, the most retarded way possible? Here you go, we'll make her look like she's doesn't know how to spell, even though that's a thing, but she does know how to spell properly, and it's used as a joke, but it's not here.
Yeah. That's also weird too, where it's like, okay, so at what point in the future does this story take place? Because Lois is working at the paper again, even though that week in Superman she had a whole big story about how she's not coming back to the paper anytime soon, because fuck the paper, I'm working on my book.
Yeah, and apparently she gets sent like video files of like all these heroes
admitting their true identities in therapy.
Yeah, and just like talking about, like, Wonder Woman talks about weird Themyscirian lesbian sadomasochist shit in like her little thing.
I was very much into that. Now let's not shit on that in the costume change. That stuff was fine. What we can shit on, though, is Tom King's interpretation of Superman.
Oh, fuck this so hard.
His interpretation of Superman is basically, hey, I saw that scene in Kill Bill Volume 2 where Bill goes on about Superman. I'm just going to write that. You know, Bill's the bad guy in that movie, right? And he's a confirmed psychopath who shot a pregnant woman, and that's his view of the ultimate good guy superhero. So, of course, it's fucked up and wrong because he is fucked up and wrong.
This is the second time he fucked over Superman in that same week, because he did it in that short story he wrote in the Batman Secret Files, where Superman is basically like tempting Batman with like a kryptonite,
with the platinum kryptonite.
Yeah, it's like, come on, just touch it a little, fondle it a little bit.
Let's talk about the platinum kryptonite stupidity here. Okay, so it's kryptonite that if you touch it, it gives you all the power of Superman.
Yeah.
Superman found it in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
Why are there pieces of kryptonite in the Phantom Zone?
Reasons.
Is not the whole point of the Phantom Zone to keep Krypton safe from the criminals? Why would exploded pieces go there? Also, by touching it, do you get all the weaknesses of Superman too? Meaning that you need Earth's yellow sunlight to do it, because there is no Earth's yellow sunlight in the Phantom Zone. So how do you know that the platinum kryptonite gives you all the powers of Superman?
Reasons.
Again, Tom King, I had an idea. No, I don't care how we get there.
Well, I don't care if we finish it either.
Yeah, I have an idea.
No. So back to the Superman part at the end of Heroes in Crisis, where, oh god, I can't, it's so frustrating. This because
I could feel you pulling your hair out when I read that bit.
Oh my god, it's so fucking frustrating with him. He's like talking about like, oh, is Clark Kent and Superman? Is Superman Clark Kent doing good, or is Clark Kent Superman doing bad, and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, do I need both of them? And he thinks of himself as like the perfect hero or something. I barely remember reading like the exact dialogue is, but like it's so un-Superman. And again, like you said, like he watched that Kill Bill scene and it's like, I like this. This is going in my book.
This is going in my, even though to really like that bit is to not understand the person who's saying it. Everyone gets so caught up in that speech from Bill at the end of Kill Bill, they don't understand that it's him saying it.
Yeah. I do commend Clay Mann. He did something really cool, because when I posted this and my initial thoughts about how crap it was, I had people say, well, this is Clark Kent talking. I'm like, actually, it's Superman, and you can tell because Clay Mann does something really cool with the art where when he's talking as Clark, his shoulders are like slumped and like there's ruffles in his suit, but when he starts talking as Superman, his shoulders straighten up, he gets taller, the glasses come off. And I'm like, he's talking as Superman, he's not talking as Clark Kent, so why is he talking like this?
Yeah, you hear the voice change in the art. It's real,
Hmm.
real fucking good stuff, man. Clayman is earning that what is it? That friggin' check on that
How
series.
how does Tom King keep getting these superstar artists to draw his books?
I think they all want to draw Batman. They don't care who's writing it.
That's true, yeah.
I'm sure that's what it is, and I'm sure editorial. They're like, no, it's okay if we just put the best artists on these books. People will trick themselves into thinking they're actually deep and interesting.
I guarantee you that's probably what it is.
And again, because I feel I always need to preface this in case Tom King might be listening or someone passes along a snippet to him, because this often happens to me. I do not think Tom King is a bad writer. I do not think he is a hack writer. I think he has a lot of problems. I hope he gets better. I think his Vision and Mr. Miracle are better because they're shorter and more focused and not have so much continuity baggage around them, or at least not have the kind of fan base who won't be going over it with a fine-tooth comb as we do.
Yeah, well, and as well, like maybe write a character you don't clearly hate.
Or at least have very, very strong feelings about.
Yeah, or at least if you're gonna do it, like just wear that as like a badge of pride and say like, I hate this character. I'm going to do something different with it and try something different.
Which you wouldn't be the first writer who did that. There are many great runs from people who are like, yeah, I never cared for this character. This was my big reinvention deconstruction of the character. That happens all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And it often has really great results. I would not call this a great result so far, but
No.
we got you for another 40 issues apparently.
Yeah, and another 7 issues of goddamn Heroes in Crisis.
You know what? Next time there's no news, we should fan cast like, okay, who's our writer and art team for a future Batman book? You know, once King is done, who do we think could do a good job?
I just want him because Tomasi's taking over in Detective. I just want him to be like him do really well, which I imagine he will do. He'll do
Oh
like
yeah.
Superman level stuff with that, and them just be like, well, fuck it, let's put him on both of those books.
Give them both, feed them into each other. I don't know what his contract is currently. I think Tom Taylor would be a good fit for the Batman.
Yeah, he wrote a really good story in that Secret Files book with Detective
He
Chimp.
did. He wrote the best one in that little collection of stories. I don't know what his contract is. If he's kind of like, I think he goes back and forth between both companies. I don't think anyone's locked him down to a full contract
No.
yet.
I know. He just recently got like a big Spider-Man book, like an ongoing. So yeah.
That's true. And I mean, shit, if he can write Spider-Man, clearly he can write Batman too.
Yeah, I'd like to see Bendis take a crack. He's more suited for Batman.
Yeah, it would be more noir. It would be more street level. It would be more gang. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he would be a good fit for that. I agree.
Yeah.
In fact, we've kind of caught glimpses of his Batman in his Superman because he's like, no, of course I want to write Batman. I mean, look, let's get Murdoch papers, but for Batman is all I'm asking. Let's get the
Yeah.
Golden Age, but for Batman. You mean you don't have those stories in you? You know what I would hate to hear? I would hate for Bendis to be like, yeah, I had a ton of great spec scripts for Batman, but I used them all for Daredevil.
Yeah, you just changed the words.
I actually have no stories left because I literally wrote them all for Daredevil. But actually, you know what? That's a nice bit of segue because another big book I read this week, I don't know if you read it too, but Marvel Knights 20th anniversary.
I did read this.
Yeah, kind of unexpected. You know, they call it Marvel Knights 20th anniversary, but really it's a Daredevil story.
It really is. It really is, and it's kind of like an Elseworld story a little bit.
Yes,
We're
because
like,
Marvel Knights always kind of was. It's like, is
Yeah.
it continuity? If you like it, it is.
yeah, and yeah, it kind of drops us into this story of like Matt Murdock doesn't know who he is, doesn't know who Karen Page is, and no one knows what's going on. Even Frank Castle, who's like a cop now,
Yes.
doesn't know who he is, but only does know who he is thanks to Bruce Banner telling him.
Talks to him. Yeah, because the Hulk talks to him in his dreams and tells him.
Yeah.
I likened it to like They Live, where it's like, you know, only Matt Murdock can see the real world as it is, and everyone else is seeing an elaborate illusion.
Yeah.
Even the Thing thinks he's human, but he's not.
Yeah, that was a really cool part where he bumps into the Fantastic Four and they're all like their human counterparts, but
Yeah.
Matt can see them as the Fantastic Four.
And it's a nice little twist on like, oh, get it, the blind guy is the only one who can see clearly. Everyone else in the world is blind.
Yeah.
And yeah, we get a bunch of different characters all trying to piece together their memories, including Bullseye, who looks like his Marvel Knights counterpart.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Again, he looks like how he did in in Bendis's Daredevil and around that time and everything. Kingpin's in the story too, but to my shock and surprise, Kingpin is actually not the one pulling the strings on this one. He's not the big bad.
That really surprised me when I read that. I'm like, oh, it's Kingpin. What's Kingpin done to all these heroes? What's he done? And like, oh no, it's not him. It's fucking Doctor Doom.
Back in his original costume, which again, kind of an Elseworld, because like Doctor Doom, he's not full villain yet. He's kind of walking a line in between, and he's got a different costume.
Yeah, yeah. Again, it could be set in the future.
It could be. That's what's cool about this story, and what was always cool about Marvel Knights. When does it take place? Whenever you want it.
Yeah.
Takes place whenever you want to. It just looks good too.
Yeah, it does.
It's a really nice start. Donny Cates kind of being the golden boy at Marvel at the moment. He can kind of do no wrong.
Oh, we'll get to that later in the show about him doing no wrong, because he can do some wrong.
Oh yes, you and Mitch were quite upset about this week.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Marvel Knights was really cool. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with issue 2 and Elektra.
Yes, I hope a lot more comes out of this one.
Yeah.
Most definitely. What else did we have this week? Oh, I guess we can talk about probably the biggest of the week, and that is The Green Lantern from the Grant Morrison.
Yeah, the big Green Lantern book, which I've been eagerly waiting for, and it was damn worth it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, even though I fully understand that I did not understand a lot of it, because I have not been keeping up with Green Lantern.
I enjoyed it because I understand what is happening.
I know a lot of people were quite upset because obviously Hal's dating a different woman. The Guardians look different. Apparently they've, changed a lot around from where it all ended.
I just think it's mainly because of the art. Like, they look different. Like, Liam Sharp doing sort of his own version of the Guardians and everything. But aside from him dating Eve, who is actually a character he has dated before, but she hasn't been seen since the 60s. So this is totally a Grant Morrison pull.
Such a Grant Morrison move, which again, when people are like, I hate how DC keeps hiring these people who don't respect continuity like Bendis and Tom King. No. Morrison is a different beast. He respects continuity too much. He respects like old continuity from like when most of us weren't even born.
Yeah, when he was a kid.
Yeah, so you can't say the man has no respect about continuity. He probably has more love for continuity than most people.
Yeah, and this picks up after an unnamed amount of time after Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps and Green Lanterns. Hal has been sort of fired from the Green Lantern Corps, I guess, for insubordination.
And every other job.
Yeah, which I'm like, of course he is. He's Hal Jordan.
I do like him being disaffected and super bored on Earth, just looking up at the sky like, I want to go to space. Earth sucks.
Yeah. I kind of wish that they did a little bit more with that.
I would have liked it too.
But yeah, he ends up getting thrown back into the fight as we learn that like these criminals have crash landed on Earth thanks to them they've been sort of captured by the Green Lanterns. A really cool Green Lantern who is partnered with a living virus who's inside of him.
Sweet.
And when he gets his finger cut off by the spider pirate, he like the virus keeps the finger alive and like floating around and everything. I thought that was pretty cool. That's
a really nice touch. And also too, when the one lantern coughs, oh no, sorry, that's the virus lantern saying hello.
Yeah. They were disrupting like a smuggling operation for terrorists, and who were working and shipping some unknown cargo, but a cargo that is very deadly since it kills this lantern. And,
yes. It was a luck turner. It was a thing that can give you luck from a casino planet.
Yeah. And the criminals escape with what they think is a real luck turner, but it isn't. It's a fake one, and they were just running on luck, just like sheer pure luck.
Just dumb luck.
Yeah, they escape to Earth, and Hal happens upon the ship and becomes the Lantern again, which I thought was really cool. Even he says like, "Hey, this is really familiar."
It's a total callback to his first appearance. Like, hey, my career as a Green Lantern started in a scenario just like this, finding a downed ship, and now I found a downed ship all over again.
Yeah, and he battles them, and I like how like nonchalant he was about battling them. Like
Oh
he knew he could easily take them out. So he's like, crush the robot. Oh, this guy can grow really big. I'm just gonna let him grow really big because Earth's gravity will do the job for me.
Again, he was practically bored, and that's
Yeah.
fun. Where it's like, space pirates.
Yeah, and he's taken back to New Oa, which was something that was in the Green Lantern's book, which was made in the final issue.
That I knew because you told me about it.
And yeah, he's told that there's a traitor in the midst of the Green Lantern Corps, and they seem to imply that it might be him.
Yeah, that there's something going on because obviously the new villain they're trying to create, or maybe it's an old villain, you can never tell with Grant Morrison, the Antimatter Lantern, the guy whose face is on the variant cover for this book, looks exactly like Hal.
It's a villain that's appeared before in Grant Morrison's JLA run.
Because he loves the antimatter shit, doesn't he?
Yeah, the quad stuff. And yeah, the controller move, which I think is a controller, even though like most of the controllers were like captured or killed during like the Dark Stars run on Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. So maybe this one isn't like an actual controller. Maybe that's just his name. Yeah, he wants like the heart of the weaponeer for some reason. We don't know what.
Yeah. To make an antimatter lantern, I guess,
Yeah.
or a new one.
Yeah, and the best thing as well is Morrison actually references like Doomsday Clock and the stuff that's going on with that. He's like, oh, someone has rewritten the Book of Oa, and in the middle you see Dr. Manhattan's symbol.
Yeah, which, a lot of people I didn't actually pick that up the first time. I had to hear that from people like you and everyone else. I guess I've gone face blind to Watchmen stuff because I'm just like, man, until Doomsday Clock is done and until they explain what's going on, none of it matters.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it kind of caught me off guard because it's been so long since we've had anything within the DC universe that's connected to like
everyone else has stopped.
Yeah, like in Rebirth, it was like so president. Like everything else, like, oh, what's happening over here is Watchmen stuff. Oh, what
it was part of the fun.
Yeah, but like now they've sort of like petered off as ironically as Doomsday Clock is going on.
Which makes me think it never actually mattered, the fact that they stopped it so quickly.
or the fact that maybe that story was meant to be finished by now.
That's another thing that made me stop and think, like, ooh, scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, so when one of these pop up, I'm like, oh, hey, they actually kind of remembered.
But just a little bit.
Well, either that is, I like to imagine, like, Grant Morrison didn't actually, think, like, all the Dr. Manhattan stuff was going on. He's like, I just got to put the symbol here. No one's going to know what it means. I just got to freak people out.
Here's the thing. We thought it was Dr. Manhattan's symbol, but no, it's actually rune magic. Runes did it. It's all about the runes, man.
I'm wondering if it is a reference to Dr. Manhattan or that character who was the Dr. Manhattan analog in his Multiversity story. Because they had the same symbol.
Oh, yes, they did.
I got to imagine it's Dr. Manhattan because it's about rewriting the universe in the Book of Oa, and that's. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past him to do that.
Is it weird that I'm actually more excited if it was the Pax Americana version of Dr. Manhattan, who was just the Atom?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because I really liked the Pax Americana universe because it was taking it was reconstructing a deconstruction. Where it's like, look, if Alan Moore was allowed to use these characters that he was supposed to use instead of creating new ones for Watchmen, it would have looked like this.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, and such a Grant Morrison thing.
Very much so.
But I think we're gonna get more of this though. In his book, mainly because like we see like covers of like Hal Jordan like fighting God.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Even though this series is meant to be a space cop procedural, it's like third issue he's like fighting God. Did anyone
believe Morrison when he said that? Oh yeah, it's a real down to earth. See, now I'm making him sound Irish. Yeah, it's a real down to earth space cop procedural. You'll see.
Yeah, but in the third issue he fights God.
I mean, come on, I'm the guy who made Animal Man talk to the writer, which was me. That's the real thing. How long until Grant Morrison writes himself into this?
Oh, it's coming.
You see, that would be a good time to actually have Kyle Rayner come back, and Kyle Rayner can be like, hey, can I draw a comic about these things that you're doing right now? Because
he'll have Superboy Prime again on his computer complaining about the comic.
That's fine too. I'm all right with that. I can live with that. What else did we have this week, Matt?
We had Justice League issue 11.
Yes, part 2 of Drowned Earth.
Part 3. I've corrected so many fucking people about this.
Well, I mean, there's the prelude. They called it a prelude, which is technically part 1, but on the book itself, it says part 2.
I'm calling it part 3 because that is what Scott Snyder calls it on his Twitter.
Oh, that's right, on his little whiteboard.
Yes, and that's what I'm going off of, and I'm calling it that.
Well, I mean, hey, if Snyder says it, then it must be true.
Exactly.
Yeah, fun issue. I like we've kind of broken off into 2 teams now. You got Mira with Superman and Flash trying to find the resting place of Orion, while Wonder Woman and Aquaman try and find Poseidon.
Superman with a badass eye patch that Ted Cord made, and it like breathes in solar radiation. That's what Scott Snyder said on Twitter.
It's a good look. I like that look.
Yeah.
I like no cape Superman with an eye patch.
That's another thing. The boat that he and Flash had at the beginning of this issue was his cape, which can inflate.
Oh, again, going back to some Golden Age shit.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
I like, too, where it's like, but wait, weren't they touched by the water in the previous issue? Shouldn't that turn them into monsters? Yes, but thanks to Flash surrounding them by the Speed Force, it slows down the transformation because that's also a power the Speed Force has.
Yeah, so, like, Flash is, like, slowly becoming, like, a monster, and his, like, face is turning into, like, a weird puffy monster face.
It's a nice touch. I like it.
Yeah, and I like that. I like their little team of, like, Mera, Flash, and Superman just, like, go, like, tomb raiding.
Yes, literally, they're Nathan Draking it.
Yeah, finding tombs out in the desert and everything, and fighting Black Manta and Droog.
Yeah, Black Manta, who is so totally stoked to have the Extinction Tier and all of the powers of Aquaman now.
Yeah, that was a really cool thing. I like that they gave him all of the powers of Aquaman, and Aquaman now is basically just a guy.
Yeah, just a guy.
Doesn't stop him from, like, still fighting or anything.
Still tries to kick some
although
ass.
that Poseidon spear to the chest probably did something.
To which, again, it's like, hey, Poseidon, why you gotta be such a dick? Although Poseidon kind of seemed to imply that whatever Cheetah did to him didn't quite kill him, kind of left him in a Schrodinger's cat place.
Yeah. It just put him in the graveyard of the gods.
Right, but might not have killed him all the way.
Why I see the graveyard of the gods as more not like a afterlife sort of thing, but like a prison.
That's fitting.
Because the ocean deities were there and they were able to come back, so it's like kind of like a prison, but like one that like is just like an afterlife prison. It's really weird.
Right, it's a very Scott Snyder idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. Lots of fun stuff happening. It's interesting as I sit here and talk about the Black Manta thing. He has all the powers of Aquaman. That means he can breathe underwater, but he still chooses to wear his helmet.
Well, I think like without the helmet, everyone will be like, "Who's this guy? Who's this black guy?
Who the fuck is this guy? I'm Black Manta." Just put the helmet back on. Fine.
Yeah, put the big eyes back on.
Yeah, or else we won't know who you are. Another great thing about this series, Batman is in it just enough.
Yeah, they're not like pushing him as like that's what I thought. I thought he was he's gonna be the one to solve all the problems and like kind of like Dark Knight to Metal and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's still in his wheelchair. That's another really cool thing. I thought that was gonna be one issue where he was in his wheelchair and then he'd be back, fighting everyone. But no, he's still in his wheelchair.
I like that he's basically gonna spend this whole event in a body cast. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Him and his little buddy Jarro, who is just Starro but in a jar.
Yeah, his new Robin.
His new Robin. Hey, you want to be my new Robin, Starro? Sure. Imagine all the people we can punch. And the final realization that, hey, the only reason that the Legion of Doom threw in with these sea gods and everything is so they could invade the Legion or the League Hall and steal the totality. That's what this has all been about.
Yeah, I love that. That is such a Lex Luthor plan as well. I've got to let these ocean gods from another world invade the Earth so I can break into this one building and steal something.
It's the most highly elaborate smoke screen plot ever. And I guess it makes sense too, because Lex Luthor's like, hey man, I got my base of operations, my big skull head, it floats, and if I get the totality, which I want, I can then defeat the sea gods and then retake Earth for myself, so it's fine.
And I can be the Earth hero everyone wants. I can be better than Superman now.
Yeah, so I'm literally winning no matter what happens in this scenario.
Yeah.
But yeah, this story is pretty cool. I like it because they really are kind of setting it up as a swan song for both Aquaman and Mira. Because once this is done, the Jurgens run is done, and Kelly Sue DeConnick will come on to assumedly reinvent the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a nice little goodbye piece for Aquaman and Mira. They get to be the coolest in an event,
Yeah.
and I like that. What else did you have, Matt?
Let's have a look. Oh yeah, well, I was talking about Donny Cates earlier. Let's talk about Death of Inhumans issue 5.
Let's. I feel you have much to say on the subject.
Yeah, this is such a disappointing anticlimactic ending to this 5-issue series. So like all through the series, we've been building up about how like dangerous this new being Vox, who's created by the Kree, is. He's killing Inhumans left, right, and center, and like no one is
Killed
safe.
the dog.
He killed the dog. Killed Maximus. Last issue, he killed Crystal, killing all Triton, all these Inhumans. But we find out like at the end of last issue, and then straight away in this issue, that he hasn't been killing them. He's been teleporting them away and turning them into Voxes.
Oh.
And like sort of rewriting them and making them the perfect Kree weapon.
So they're the Vox Populi.
Yeah. And Black Bolt obviously he got his throat cut like issue 2, so his voice is like fucked, and Karnak says he's got one good scream left in him before his voice completely goes away.
Like a good Western movie, you got one more shot in you.
Yeah, so he and like his family and Beta Ray Bill all decide we're going to take the fight to the Vox and try and free who we can, but we got to remember like we probably won't be able to free all of the Inhumans, so some will probably die. So they attack them, and Black Bolt kills literally everyone except for Crystal and Lockjaw. So he kills all of the Inhumans, Triton, Flagman, all of these, because they're Voxes, with his one last big scream. And then the book just ends.
Really, that's it. Which means, hey, Death of the Inhumans is not a real end. Go pick up something else later.
They're like, oh, we're reunited. Let's go home to Earth. And then they just teleport away. And that's it. That's the end.
Death of the Inhumans, we're putting them away. Unless you really liked this story and it sold well, in which case be sure to pick up the continued adventures of the Inhumans.
Yeah, I don't know whether like it was Donnie getting cold feet, like, oh, I don't want to kill them off. You know, these are characters people like. We could do so much with them. I'll just put them in a place where, or whether it was Marvel saying like, maybe don't kill them off. Maybe leave them just there in case something happens with the movies, or you know, the X-Men don't turn out very well, or you know, we've got something in our back pocket.
You know what I think it might be? I think it might be, hey, you can't kill off the Inhumans. Dan Slott wants to work them back in to be the Fantastic Four's neighbor like they were in the old days. Or Donny Cates doesn't want to kill them off because he's like, hey, I'm going to be writing Guardians of the Galaxy soon. This would be a good story.
Yeah, I think I said in my review they probably might be in the Fantastic Four. I hope they are, at least, anyway.
It would make sense.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just like such a really, like, every issue before this was like so good because it's like anything could and would happen. You never knew what was going to happen. You know, people were dying left, right, and center. You know, Black Bolt just didn't give a fuck. He was killing everyone he saw. And yeah, this last issue was just like, they didn't. No one died. No one of note died.
That's a shame. Which is that's kind of what Extermination is turning into, honestly, too. Where it's like, and did anyone important die? No, only if you think Bloodstorm is important.
Yeah. Well, Scott died, but he didn't though, because he's going to be in the new books. And
well, maybe old Scott, because they keep promising that, and everyone hated young Scott anyway. So,
yeah, but how's old Scott still alive if young Scott dies?
They got one more issue to explain that. And also, Uncanny X-Men starts this week, too. I thought they'd at least wait for Extermination to be done to start Uncanny, but no, Uncanny starts this week.
I thought that was the whole thing. Like, this was going to lead into Uncanny.
No, Extermination has one more issue.
God damn it.
Extermination has one more issue left. Although Bresson's writing Uncanny. Or again, it'll just be like, hey, everyone, adult Scott comes walking in. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, somehow.
Well, again, it's like the Extermination is the swan song for the young X-Men. They're not going to factor into Uncanny, so that's why.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess we'll find out. Also, Uncanny, it's not like a regular series. I forgot. Uncanny is part one of a 10-part weekly series that's going to happen that will then launch the new X-Men book.
Yeah, they're doing the No Surrender thing to it. Yeah.
Which, if it's as good as No Surrender, that'll be good.
Hopefully it is.
And then we got No Way Home, which is the sequel to No Surrender.
Yeah, that looks really good.
We should get Jim Zub. Fucking Hercules. We should get Jim Zub on the show at some point. I think if I asked him, he would do this show and come talk to us.
Probably would, yeah.
I know he often quotes us on his blog website when he collects like reviews for his books every week.
Nice.
And we are often on, and I'm like, oh, that makes me feel nice. Now put me on the cover of a book.
Yeah, but I want to be in the slipcover.
Yeah, like seriously, like if I talk to him off mic, that's what I would tell him. Hey, what do I got to do to get in that? Do you okay that, or does Marvel okay? Who do I got to talk to? I would really like, that's one for the bucket list to have one of my dumb videos be put on the slipcover. And Joel of Cape Joel says this thing rocked my balls. Does that mean he liked it or didn't like it? No, he means he liked. That's like 2 thumbs up on the Cape Joel channel. You rocked my balls. All of his reviews are like that. You rocked my balls. That was stanktacular.
Stanktacular.
It's a whole new reviews. Oh man, no one really does that anymore. But I should. Oh, God, if I could do my whole career over again, I would make fun of stupid review things, because again, you know, what does 4 stars to 40% to 2 thumbs up mean? I should have just created stupid like review scores at the end of every one. I give it 2 dad asses out of 10. Is that good or bad? You decide. But yeah, friggin', what were we talking about? Oh, Death of Inhumans.
Yeah. Yeah, we went way off topic.
Sorry it didn't live up to everything you wanted it to, Matt. I know you were really into that.
Yeah, and no other Inhuman book has been announced, so...
No.
What's going to happen with them?
Like I said, I'm sure they'll get reabsorbed into Fantastic Four, or Cates will keep writing about them in Guardians.
Yeah.
And speaking of events that are getting a little disappointing, again, they still have one more issue and one more tie-in to save it, but Infinity Wars.
Yeah, I like this issue, but I can see why people are like saying, okay, come on, wrap it up.
Here's the thing. I like it. It looks good. It's not doing anything to offend my sensibilities, but I have no fucking clue what's actually happening anymore. And I haven't for a few issues now. I don't even know who the main character is anymore, because it's like you thought it was going to be the Guardians, then they all went away but Gamora. Then you thought, oh, the Infinity Watch are going to be the main characters. No, they all got killed and warped. Oh, well, Loki's the main character. No, Loki was a secret bad guy all along.
Was he, though?
He took the stones so he could go meet the Celestials, which again made me wonder, is this before or after Jason Aaron's Avengers?
Well, see, the thing is, he took the stones to meet the Celestials to ask them why they're fucking over his history. That's not really an evil thing. Yeah, he played the teams and everything to get the stones, but like, he's not using them to I'm gonna rewrite the history so everyone turns into Loki or something. Or
And I mean, by that standard too, Gamora was ultimately not evil. She only wanted her soul back and was pissed off that her friends wouldn't help. And then her whole time was like, yeah, I hurt them, but it's okay. I'll have the stones. I can put it all back. Oh no, I can't put it all back. I halved everything. I warped them. Okay, well, I'll just go to the God Garden and I'll find the secrets of the universe and then I'll put it all back. Why can't I put it back together?
Yeah, she was panicking a little bit.
Yeah, where again, it's like, well, if there's no real hero of this story, and the villain is only trying to fix the mistake that they made, then are they really a villain? So again, with no real hero and no real villain, what's at stake at this story anymore?
Yeah, it's kind of really weird, and again, like, I feel like all of this was meant to be in the Guardians book.
Oh, almost certainly. 100% it was. And all this warp stuff, that was a Marvel editorial thing where it's like, yeah, we want to launch a new line. So much to the point, there's a very clumsy piece of dialogue in here.
From Adam Warlock.
Yeah, where they go, but wait, if you save the world, that means we all get unmade, right? And all the warps go away. No. We can save you inside the soul gem in a little bubble. So if any of you are profitable enough, we can spin off into a whole series. People can still read about you.
Yeah, these guys will spin off if you pick up the tie-ins.
Exactly. We can't tell you yet, but depending on how profitable any of these tie-ins are.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do see what people are saying, where it's like, where is this going? What's the end game? And
Yeah.
like, really, what is the end game?
I really don't know anymore. I mean, like, a Guardian will die, they keep saying, in the next little special one-shot they're doing.
Yeah, but like, who it is, who, like, which Guardian? Because like we've seen covers where like they're all there. Are they getting like really like nitpicky about it? It's like, oh, it's a Guardian from one of the old teams.
It's Vance Astro coming back.
Yeah, somebody who's in like, he just like appears like, hey guys, I heard the Infinity Stones were in jeopardy. Oh no, just like gets blasted by like the Soul Eater or something.
You killed Vance, you bastard. That'd be all right. You're right. It could be a fake out. Because again, too, it's like, if this is supposed to just be the finale of Duggan's Guardians run, then again, I think we're far off base from that now. It's also like, oh, we got to bring back Adam Warlock. Well, you did. Well, we got to stop the Infinity Apocalypse. Okay. You haven't mentioned the Infinity Apocalypse since like the first prelude almost a year ago now.
Yeah, is this the Infinity Apocalypse? You need to make these things clear, guys.
All I will say, though, is like, okay, so you've written so many new rules for the Infinity Stones, too, where it's like, okay, they work as a circuit, but they work better if you already have the corresponding power to begin with. So, like, Hulk is really good at space because, you know, he's already, like, a master of, like, pushing his body to that stuff.
Yeah, I did like that. I actually really liked that, how they were giving the stones to each. So, like, okay, or Kang's like a time traveler and like reality bender, so he gets the reality stone, and Emma Frost gets the power stone because she can turn into diamonds, and it'll
mind over matter.
Yeah, it'll reinforce her abilities and everything.
Kamala gets the Mind Stone because she has the youthful creativity and incorruptible soul.
Yeah, all this really cool stuff.
Yeah. But again, too, it's like...
Then it's, like, never really dealt with it either. It's, like, just a quick fight, and then,
Yeah. Also, you guys all defeated Requiem pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah, and she still had, like, all the stones or something, and then they shoved her into her own Soul Stone.
Mm-hmm. And there's also just too many copies of the stones now, where it's like, no, they had the stones from inside the Soul Stone, because you see, when Gamora halved the universe, she also made backup copies of everyone, including her young self, which had stones from that universe.
Yeah. I think that's what confused a lot of people. They're like, wait, how do they have the stones, but Gamora has all of the stones?
And didn't you tell us the stones different stones don't work in different universes? Yeah. Isn't that the new thing you put in here to stop stones from crossing?
Yeah, and like, how do they know that those stones were from this universe when they could have been from another one? Because as we've seen, the stones can cross realities and universes, which is why Phyla-Vell and Moondragon are there, because their stones are in this universe and vice versa.
And they're the cool punk. And they're the cool punk rock versions of Moondragon and Phyla-Vell, because they need to be on the super stacked Donny Cates Guardians team.
But that's the thing. They're like they're on that super stacked team, but throughout this whole series, they've been jobbers.
Yep, they have jobs
they just
out
keep
in every fight.
Shit pushed in every fight they get into.
Yep, by different versions of Requiem. And are they going to answer that mystery too, where they're like, oh yeah, different universes all have different Requiems. It wasn't always Gamora.
Yeah, that was this universe where Gamora was kind of a good guy, but Requiem was an actual being. Like,
yeah,
no, we're not going to deal with that.
There's a lot you're going to have to answer in that final issue.
This feels like these were meant to be the tie-ins, but then Duggan had like the idea of the warped characters, and then they're like, no, scrap all this shit, do the warped characters as tie-ins. Even though their books don't actually tie into anything.
No, you absolutely don't have to read them. And in fact, the warps are barely in this story too. They're like, okay, have the warps fight Devondra while the rest of the characters go to the real story.
Yeah, do the actual like legwork.
They were literally given busy work. I have one more book to talk about, one more new one, and then we can be done.
I've got one more as well.
Oh, wonderful. I read The Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, how was that? How has that series been? I kind of fell off of it.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's creepy, and it's fresh, and it's interesting. In the last issue, the Avengers brought in the Hulk. They were going to bring him in, the new team, and he kicked all of their asses.
As it should be.
It was a brutal beatdown. He beat them like they owed him money. The only reason they were able to stop him is because Tony Stark was like, "All right, so I got this new laser beam I've been working on, this new space laser. I can use it, but we'll literally glass this whole area, and all these people will lose their homes. Are we okay with that? Are we okay with that, everybody?"
You good? Yes. Okay.
And they do it, and they all feel really bad, like, "Oh my god, we saved the day, but we killed a friend." And they're like, no, we just killed the Hulk for now. He'll be back though, because he's always back, and he's gonna be pissed when he's back.
Yeah, you can't stop the Hulk.
No, so they ship him off to the government, which of course ends up being a black site run by General Ross, who's using his new political muscle from the Captain America book to fuck with Banner's life.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, although his big thing is like, nah, you see, Ross is smart now because he's working for the government. He knows he can't pester the Hulk, so he has to pay people to pester the Hulk for him.
I am kind of confused about that, because isn't in like the Captain America book like Ross kind of like evil, like he's behind, yes. Like, so no mention of that in this.
He is evil, or he is working for them, but again, Ross is clearly meant to be a stand-in for the Trump administration.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, he's evil, but he's evil out in the open, and no one cares.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of
that's
those.
Like a big thing in the Captain America book. Like, he's evil, and it's like oh, it's kind of a shock.
Yeah. Hey, Ross, did you kidnap what is it, Agent Carter, and are you working with an evil Russian cabal and a bunch of supervillains who are given pardons after Secret Empire? Yep. I mean, no. I mean, fake news. I mean, go fuck yourself, America. I can yell America louder than you, Steve. Damn it, he's got me there. How can you beat a man who yells America that loud? No one can. But yeah, so they take the Hulk out, and literally this whole issue is him getting experimented on and getting like vivisected and decapitated by all these scientists.
Jesus.
Oh, it's really fucking dark. It's straight up body horror, this issue. It's straight up body horror, and the doctor's like, "Oh, I can't figure it out." Like this friggin' like reanimator dude. How can the Hulk come back from all these grievous injuries? It's not like Deadpool. It's not like Wolverine. We've had so many advances in healing factors. It's not a healing factor. It's like he can literally control his body parts independent, even when they're cut off from him.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's Frankenstein's monster. It's literally friggin' Frankenstein's monster. What I liked about this issue too is Ewing actually walks back a lot of kind of villainous behavior from Captain Marvel, because she's the one Avenger who feels bad about what happened.
Yeah.
Because basically Ross used his political connections to pressure Alpha Flight, saying, "Hey, either bring in the Hulk or Sasquatch, your team member of Alpha Flight. I'll say all of these killings were his fault." Which, in fairness, he only killed a couple people, and then the Hulk depowered him. And Carol's like, "Well, fuck, Ross, you've really backed me into a corner here. You're essentially making me choose one friend's life over another." And she's not having any of that. So she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna out you in the media. I'm gonna WikiLeaks you, basically, what you've been doing with your black site money. But but I can't be seen doing it, though, because that would mean Alpha Flight would openly be declaring war on the American government. So I need to be stealthy about this, and I need to distance myself from it." So that journalist who's been following the Hulk around and the now depowered Sasquatch, she puts them together to form a new team called, get this, Gamma Flight.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cute, and their whole thing is like, look, you got to track the Hulk down. You got to make sure Bruce Banner's okay. You got to make sure no one is hurting them, and also you got to make sure none of this gets back to me.
Oh, that's so critical. I do find it funny though that, like, how long ago was Civil War 2? Like
not that long ago.
3 years ago, maybe.
Not even.
Yeah, I like that they're still trying to backtrack like Carol's characterization in that, like, still, like, even in like some of the most recent Avengers books and everything. Yep. And yeah, God, Bendis did a number on her.
He derailed her so hard, and it's like some writers try to get her back on, but actually end up doing worse.
Yeah.
But I appreciate Ewing being like, look, she knows she did wrong. She's trying to do better. I like the Captain Marvel character, and she will continue to be a supporting character in this Hulk book. And yeah, eventually Banner escapes, and he does so in a super creepy way because all of his body parts literally break out of all the glass jars and start killing people before reforming.
I'll imagine being the guy who gets killed by his dick, the Hulk dick.
It's big and green. Well, they cut his heart in half, and his heart is huge, so you can only imagine how big his Hulk dick must be.
It just strangles people. And...
Imagine being the poor science schlub whose job it is like, okay, here is friggin' Hulk's urethra. Figure out what gives it its amazing power.
Yeah. How can we weaponize this?
That's literally what they do. They have every part of Hulk's body, and they're trying to figure out how to weaponize every part. So one dumb bastard had the Hulk dick. How do we weaponize it?
The intern.
Give it to Jimmy the intern. I don't wanna. Well, you gotta, son. No. You know what it is? It's not even just the intern. It's like unpaid internship, like work for hire. Like you only get experience, and you gotta like get someone to sign your hour sheet at the end of it. He's the one working with the Hulk phallus. But yes, Immortal Hulk is super cool and creepy and weird and fun, and it's just really good. I hope, unlike all the other Al Ewing books, I hope this one gets to continue and doesn't get canceled.
Yeah, that's cool. I know a lot of people really like it. I'm kind of upset that I dropped off of it. It was only because I had so much going on.
Oh, absolutely. It's so different. It's unlike anything Marvel is putting out right now. It's really unlike any comic that's being put out right now. It is a monster horror story starring the Hulk.
That's what a Hulk book should be.
And it's what he is. It's what he started. Is really all Ewing did was take him back to his most original iteration. Yeah, what if he was fucking Frankenstein? What if he was Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah.
And the fact that Hulk is scary and unpredictable, and sometimes he's the villain, like in that story when he beat the shit out of the Avengers.
Yeah, that's cool.
He gave them fair warning. He's like, guys, don't do this. Every time you do this, it ends bad for you.
Was it current Avengers team? So like She-Hulk and everything? Oh man, he took them apart, did he?
Oh, you should check out even just that issue, because that issue was stunning. He punches Thor so hard he gives him a concussion, and Thor's like, I'm a god. I didn't. Thor's like, I'm a god. I didn't think I could get a concussion.
Jesus.
And then he hits Black Panther so hard in his suit that's supposed to absorb energy, he overloads the suit, and Black Panther's like, that shouldn't be possible. That's scientifically impossible.
This is like the second week in a row the Avengers gotten their shit pushed in. And then last week they get their shit pushed in by Sentry.
Yes. Yeah. Oh god. Oh yeah. They're just losing all over the damn place. The best part is that when he does fight She-Hulk, he's kind of like, because Hulk is smart now and an asshole, and he's like, oh, look at you, Jen, you used to be so high and mighty and so proud because you got to keep your intelligence, and look at you, now you're a snarling beast. We're not so different, you and I.
Oh, that's great.
He's like, the only difference is I protect Banner from all the horrible things in the world, but I'm sure Jen Walters is gonna feel this.
Oh, I love Dickbag Hulk.
Oh, he's basically Grey Hulk. He's basically Ultimate Hulk. He is a monster, and he just takes them all apart, and it's super fun.
Oh, that's cool.
It's funny, and then like Captain America tries to step in and be the adult in the room. He's like, guys, seriously, can we stop this for a second? This is just like, why do we always do this? And then Hulk really like cuts the balls off him, where it's like, oh, Steve, thanks for joining. Is that really you though, or are you the Hydra guy wearing Steve's face? I can never keep it straight.
Low blow there, Hulk.
Low blow on everyone, to which Steve's like, motherfucker, let's do this. And then he gets beaten up too. It's an excellent issue. That's Immortal Hulk number 7. If you check out nothing else from the series, check out that issue because it's badass.
That's cool.
Yeah. Now, you had one last book, too, you were saying.
I did. I had Spider-Geddon issue 3.
Yes, it's funny. You've been keeping up with this one, and I haven't been.
Yeah, it's been really good. Even the tie-ins have been really good. Like, last week we just had 2 tie-ins. The Vault of Spider ones was really cool, because it's just basically Edge of Spider-Geddon, but within this event, and it's just, like, short stories of different, like, Spider-Men out in the universe, which was really cool. But, yeah, this issue saw the teams sort of like go after the inheritors. So we got Doc Ock's team, who's back in his Superior Spider-Man costume,
which is a great costume.
He's assembled like a team that are like, I guess, kind of like the harder edge Spider-Man, the edgier Spider-Man. And his plan is to just basically attack the inheritors and kill them all.
Solid plan.
Solid plan. So, yeah, but Miles wants to figure out how to stop them without resorting to violence and trying to kill them, like maybe lock off their world or something, or stop them from cloning, which they're doing now thanks to Ben Reilly's cloning vats, which they've stolen the technology for at New U. So Ben Reilly joins Otto's team because he's like, fuck these guys, they stole all my property.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's really cool is they sort of pit like Otto and Miles against each other, and they do a really good play on like the whole great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility, whereas like Miles wants the responsibility, like take responsibility for all of this, whereas Otto just wants to use his power to kill and all that. Great play on that. And also they're getting around the whole Peter Parker thing really well because Peter's not involved in this event.
No, yeah, that shocked me to figure that out once someone told me that, which, hey, good for Miles. Miles doesn't have an ongoing series. Yeah. He should be the lead in something.
Yeah, but like, well, he is involved. He's in the Spectacular Spider-Man fighting Morlun and everything. But like, they reference that here is like, guy, like, because everyone's like, we need the 616 Peter Parker. He's like really good at all this.
He's the chosen one.
Yeah, we need him. And Mars like, guys, he's off fighting Morlun, buying us time so we can defeat the Inheritors. You know, basically saying he's not involved in this. He's so we can all, you know, get our own sort of spotlight.
I like them actually, deconstructing and also kind of rebuking the whole 616 Spider-Man is the chosen one godchild, because in all these big Spider-Man events, that kind of was the problem and the takeaway, where it's like, well, you're kind of defeating the whole, he's an everyman type thing by saying, no, he's the best Spider-Man in the entire multiverse.
Yeah, they kind of ditched that from
That's
this.
Good.
And so everyone kind of gets like their time to shine. We get some pretty cool Spider-Man in this story. We get like the Japanese one that has the big mech. He got a really cool story in the Vault of Spiders. It was all black and white and made out like a manga and everything. It was really cool. He's apparently the most powerfulest of the Spider-Men because of his...
Really?
Yeah, because I think it's not really explained, but my reading of it is he plays by like manga and like Sentai rules. So like because he's a hero, he always wins.
Exactly. I am powered by great justice.
Yeah, and like his mech can just destroy everything, but obviously that's proven wrong fair. Here as the Inheritors pick him apart.
Oops.
We get a Spider-Man called Spiders-Man, who's
I heard this
a
was
million
all over...
different spiders who think they are Peter Parker and have formed like a Spider-Man.
This was all over Twitter. People loved this guy, and I'm like, that's a sweet idea. You know what it basically is? It's Garth Ennis's The 1000, only a heroic version of him.
Yeah.
When's the Spiders-Man spinoff? Just a bunch of spiders trying to live in New York and be a hero.
Well, apparently he's getting a story in one of the Vault of Spiders issues. Apparently.
I actually kind of want to read Spiders-Man.
It's really cool, but no, this issue ends with I think something everyone saw coming, which was in Edge of Spider-Verse, the final issue. We got like a Spider-Man who was Norman Osborn, and he was doing like fuckery with the Cosmic Cube and all that sort of stuff. He's involved in this, and he's on Otto's team, and he like pulls Spiders-Man aside and's like, "Hey, look, we follow Otto. He's gonna get us all killed and everything. What if we like use a Cosmic Cube or the Cosmic Cube from my Earth to like wall off the 616 universe while the Inheritors are here and like trap them so they kill everyone on this Earth but they can't leave, saving the rest of the universe." It's like, let's do that. Let's kill all these people and just like go our separate ways.
Friggin' Otto or friggin' Norman, even when he's a hero, he's a dickbag.
Well, even then, like, he wasn't a hero in that Edge of Spider-Verse, Edge of Spider-Geddon story. Like, he was very clearly a villain. But they still went for him. They still like Spider-Punk got him, and I'm like, he's a villain. He's an Osborn first up. Why would you trust him?
First and foremost, I would also be like, hey Norman, don't you remember that trapping these guys is what failed the first time? That's how literally the first Spider event and Spider-Verse ended with, we'll just drop them on this nuclear world with just enough food to survive.
Yeah, and that's where they've all come from, and that's where Kane's team is at the moment, trying to find out what they're doing on that Earth.
I was gonna say, did they explain yet how they ever got out of the planet they were never supposed to be able to escape?
they kind of glossed over it a little bit. But it basically boils down to like them recloning themselves.
Which was the reason why they were unkillable.
Yeah, they recloned themselves thanks to Otto's. Stole their technology from the first Edge of Spider-Verse story, and that's how he was allowed to survive, and how he's got like a new body. He was like cloning himself and creating new Superior Spider-Man bodies and everything, and they like had like a backdoor system in that made versions of the Inheritors that smashed out of the and like it very kind of convoluted, but like when it's read on paper in one long thing, you're like, oh, I get that.
And also trying to draw comparisons of like, yeah, hey, why did Otto get so obsessed with cloning after Clone Conspiracy and everything else? Oh, this was why.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll buy that. That's fine.
Yeah, but I really don't know where this event's going, really. Like, because now we have a Norman Osborn who's willing to like wall off an entire universe.
And ruin everything for everybody.
Yeah, ruin everyone's plans.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
So yeah, is that it then, Matt? Is that everything we did this week?
That's it.
All right then. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, everyone. We hope you enjoyed it. It was nice to actually talk about the comics we've read. It feels like it's been forever since we've done that.
It has been.
And geez, this is almost a 2-hour episode as I look at the clock right now.
People was gonna like that.
Oh, they're gonna like that. Hopefully the audio doesn't randomly cut off at the end. I know that happens sometimes with OBS. I have no idea why it does it. Sometimes it just fucking randomly does it.
Yeah, yet it doesn't do it to me.
Yet it does not do it to Matt. I don't know if it's something with my settings. I don't know. I just don't know, Barry Gibb. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching and listening. We really appreciate it. As always, if you're a patron, you'll get to listen to this first before anyone else over on the Patreon page. You can do that for as little as $1 a month. I handle the audio version. Matt does a video version every week.
Yep.
Again, if you want to support the show, again, I mentioned earlier, we have book depository links down in the description. You get great deals on comic book trades, and anything you buy there goes to support me and Matt and the show, and that's very much appreciated. If you want to listen to the audio version of this, carry it around with you. The Comic Multiverse is on iTunes, and it's on SoundCloud. You can find them over there, carry them around with you. I usually try and put that up Thursday after the video version, which is up Wednesday at 8 always.
Yeah.
And yeah, that'll pretty much do it for us, huh?
Yeah. Good show.
I guess. Yeah, I thought that was a good one. So thank you everyone for listening. Matt and I will be back again next week, same time, for more Comic Multiverse goodness. So until then, bye-bye.
Bye.